Hello, YouTube, and good evening.
How's it going, YouTube?
Wow.
Just getting comfortable here. My name is Pablo Marte. This is my beautiful wife.
Mariceli Malte.
And we are Power Marriage, and that's because our marriage is working out together.
Yes.
We're gonna get up at 4 a.m. We're gonna run like 7 miles. Then we're gonna do 100 push-ups each, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats.
Yeah. We'll see who's gonna get up at 4 o'clock.
It's gonna be a power marriage.
You haven't done that in a while, honey.
Yeah, it's been a
So
while.
you shouldn't be saying that.
You're right.
Yeah.
I shouldn't. Yeah, probably almost like a year, something like that. Yeah. What?
Huh? Okay.
All right, everybody. So today we're going to talk to you about what does a husband need from his wife.
Wow. That's a heavy and very sensitive subject.
I don't need a lot. I just need like a little back rub there.
So you don't need me to wash your clothes, you don't need me to cook for you, clean the house, do your ironing, take care of everything in the household.
No, you don't have to do that. What? All right, so, I mean, you're a wife.
Okay.
What do you think a husband needs from his wife?
Well, first of all, I think that I need to let go and let God help me become the woman that I should be for my husband.
Very good. Very good. That's definitely the way. I mean, I guess in the way you put it, the same way would be vice versa. As a husband, I need to also let God mold me, let's say, into the husband I need to be for my wife and for my family as well.
Yes. And I have to surrender the pride and put that aside.
And that's not easy sometimes.
No, it's not. Because when we hear that we have to be a submissive wife to our husbands, it's kind of hard because so many things that have happened in the past that we actually start thinking that, you know what, I gotta be a slave to this man. I have to follow what he tells me. I have to be cleaning the house and I have to do everything he tells me. And a lot of women, they see submissive as a bad thing. And submissive meaning you should be a noble wife. Instead of saying submissive, just try to be a noble wife, right?
Definitely. And being noble, of course, that's not being submissive. I mean, well, being submissive, but pretty much meaning being noble. Well, I was going to take it here way back, since you said, you know,
back in the days.
Taking it back, yeah. I was going to take it way back here to Genesis.
Oh, yes.
That's the first book in the Bible, Genesis chapter 3, where Genesis chapter 3 on verse 16, where God talks to the women, the woman, not the women at that point, there was only one woman, when she ate the fruit.
The fruit, yep.
Right, so then he said, and this is the New Living Translation, then he said to the woman, I will sharpen the pain of your pregnancy, and in pain you will give birth, and you will desire to control your husband, but he will rule over you. And it does say here in a little, like an explanation, it says, right, or instead of you will desire your husband, you will desire to control your husband, it says, and though you will have a desire for your husband, he will rule over you. So either you desire to have to control your husband, or you have a desire for your husband, he will rule over you. And again, those are words in Genesis chapter 3, verse 16.
And that is kind of hard for strong women type.
Yes.
Because there are all, different types of personalities. And like for me, I'm a strong woman, and that's kind of hard for me to actually let my husband tell me what to do, or even to be submissive, or to make him decide something, even though I don't approve or I don't agree with him, but he is still the household, the leader of the household. So I have to be respected on that, and I have to be submissive to that part. So that's where the noble comes. I have to be a noble wife.
But also in there, right, it does say also a wife should be counsel to the husband. And in that case, right, you submit to me, but even though you submit to me, like you said, there are decisions maybe that I want to make or that I've made that you don't agree with. No. But still, I seek counsel always before I make those decisions. So we just both talk about it together anyway to come up to a decision.
Yeah, that's very true. So wives, try to learn to focus on the positive. You know, what is an unconditional love to you? You know, what does that mean? God gave us his unconditional love, so we should practice the same thing in our marriage. So look for the love, look for the kindness, look for the harmony in your marriage. And also it says in the Bible that wives, they speak wisdom. That's in Proverbs 31:26. You have to, you know, watch for the words that comes out of your mouth. You know, don't always try to argue about something, or don't always try to make the point that it's your point, not his point. So again, that's kind of hard for a strong woman to follow.
And we made a video about that, about perspective,
Yes,
right, as
yes.
well. But yeah, definitely. I mean,
And the wives are actually, and if you're looking at it from the Bible's perspective, the wife is actually the helmet of the husband. So they
I don't ride a
actually-
motorcycle, so I look kind
So
of
they
funny,
actually-
like, putting around my head.
they actually do listen to us.
Yeah, no, of course. Again, I always ask,
Yeah.
right? I always ask your opinion and your input whenever we're coming up with a decision, you know, that it has to do with
Yes.
the family or the household.
So yeah, that's pretty much. That's
So it's not, you know, I mean, a husband doesn't need his wife to be
No.
a slave. Not at all. It's not that. It's just, you know, for the husband to run the household, you know, the wife is essential, an essential part of it. And just to say something a little funny that I heard somebody say, somebody was saying that they heard, you know, the president was speaking, and then, you know, and the first wife is chiming in, and he said, "Hey, well, hang on a second. I don't want to know your opinion."
Oh.
People are like, "What?" Say, "Yeah, I don't want to know your opinion. We elected your husband to be president. We didn't elect you to be first lady. We elected him to be president. You just came along, you know." So I get, you know, he can seek counsel from you, but we're not seeking counsel from you. And then, you know, and of course, right, people say, "Wow, that's a little harsh, right?"
Yeah.
But so let's say you have a leak in your house, and you call a plumber, and the plumber comes in and he says, "All right, well, you know, I gotta change this pipe here or whatever." And then his wife calls in or comes in behind him and says, "Well, let me give you my opinion on that." You're gonna say, "You're not a plumber, right?" I mean, she's probably not a plumber. Well, why do we want your opinion? We need the professional's opinion, right? So everybody has their job to do. Everybody has their role. And again, in the household, I do always ask for the opinion of my wife.
Yes.
For pretty much for everything, right? I mean, I want her to be aware of what we're gonna do, or before I make something a tough decision, I'm gonna ask her also, because I need her wise counsel, and she's very wise.
Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
Well, that's it. That's all we have for tonight.
Let us know in the comments, what do you think?
Yes, please do so, and please subscribe for our channel.
Yes, we want more subscribers.
More than 5.
Yes. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel.
I don't think that works. honey.
Subscribe.